the more you give your attention to anything, the stronger your point of attraction becomes about it. So if there are things or people or experiences that you would really like to experience, think about them more. And often you say, well, I don't know how I could think more about this obsession I have. I just don't know how I could think any more about it. And we say, but we want you, and by the end of this day, we want you to really feel it clearly. We want you to be able to differentiate between whether you are obsessed with what you want or whether you are obsessed with the absence of it. Because it's a rather fine line. You think you're thinking about what you want because you're thinking about what you want and you're using the word about what you want. Lover, money, lover, money, lover, money, lover, money. Is all we're getting from this crowd. But often what's going on is, rather than thinking about the experience that you really want, you are aware of where you stand in relationship to it. So the absence of it is what is dominant in your experience. And because it's been dominant for a while, and you've been observing the absence of what you want for a while, now you have a belief about the absence that is stronger than your desire about the presence. And when your desire is what it is, but your belief is stronger, your desire doesn't move toward you, or you don't move toward it, or better said, you don't rendezvous with your desire. You have to be at least not offering the contradictory vibration. Now, did you hear those clarifying words? You have to at least not be offering. Of course, it would be far better if you're thinking about what you want, purely what you want. But if you can't think purely about what you want, then don't think about it at all. That's at least not doing something that contradicts it. You see what we're getting at? Lobotomy would help. It would. But so much goes with that. Meditation helps, because when you quiet your mind, you stop thought, and when you stop thought, you stop resistance. But you can't meditate all day. Your employer wants some of your attention. When you're driving, don't meditate. So focus is the only answer. You have to figure out how to focus yourself into alignment with your desires. And we think that sometimes you think that there's really no point in focusing on your desire because you don't believe it's going to happen anyway. And we say, that's sort of where we started, isn't it? We want to say to you that everything that you want, no matter what it is possible for you to achieve. There are no exceptions to that. But you cannot focus upon something that's missing and experience what you want. You have to focus upon what you want. When you talk about what you want and why you want it, you often get into that more general place that allows you to focus purely with no resistance. But when you get more specific, like, well, how will it come? Or when will it come? Or where will it come from? Or who will bring it? Or who will it be? When you ask those more specific questions to which you don't have answers, then you introduce, through the specifics, contradiction to your vibration, and it slows everything down. When you talk about what you want and why you want it, you often can stay in a more general place. And so that's really the key to getting more of what you want. We know that you come because you are wanting to be part of this leading edge discussion. We know that you come because you are looking for clarification on some specific things. We know that you come because you're wanting to contribute with your knowledge and your beingness to the whole of this forum. We know that you come for the vibrational vitality that often comes by focusing from the core of that which you are. You just can't focus here very long without coming into vibrational alignment with who you really are. And so your feelings of well-being and your feelings of worthiness and your feelings of elation and passion begin to return to you as you focus here with us just for a little while on the well-being of your life experience. But we want to show you how you can focus in your life experience in specifics and still be in alignment. And that is the thing that is most difficult for most of our human friends, because we love you very much. You always know something's coming right after that. We love you very much, but for the most part, the more specific you get, the more resistance you introduce into the equation. And that just trips you up and freaks you out because you want to be specific. You do. You are genius creators. You are elaborate creators. You are leading edge creators. You did not come forth into this time-space reality to hide your head in the sand or to meditate all day in order to stop resistance. You came figuring that you could manage your focus enough that you could deliberately create, and specifically deliberately create, because it's not fun to be less specific when you are a leading edge creator like you are. In other words, when we say to you, if you'll get real general, you'll feel a lot better, and you practice it and you feel better, you say, yeah, I feel better, but I'm really bored. And we say, we know you are. You gotta be bored when you have as much data surrounding you as you do. You want to be specifically focused. In fact, you want so much to be specifically focused that you'll choose negative over positive because you want to be specifically focused. We're just here to remind you, you don't have to give up positive for specific. But you can't start there often. You can't just jump from really, really, really knowing what you don't want to really, really, really knowing what you do want. There's too much vibrational momentum or inertia already going. So you got to slow it down, get general, practice the general thought of well-being. Are you following this? Well, then we're done. Because if you've got that, then all you have to do is go practice it. And so that was a very short seminar. We hope you got your money's worth. It will carry you to the end of this life experience and on and on and on and on. There's nothing that we could tell you that would be more important to you than what you just heard. So today, we're going to talk about how to focus yourself into alignment in relationship to whatever it is that you want to talk about. There is nothing off limits. We're happy to visit with you about whatever you want. You're going to notice a really nice unfolding because sometimes people will do a better job of asking the question that is important to you than you could. Sometimes, if you're not sitting here in the hot seat, you'll be in a better place of receiving than if you were sitting right here. Because sometimes when you've asked the question and the question is really active within you, you can't hear the answer very well because the question is so active within you. You know, the frequency of a question and the frequency of its answer are different. Just like the frequency of a problem and the frequency of a solution are different. So this is going to be a merging, blending, uplifting experience. And when you leave here today, it is our promise to you, you will be in a different vibrational frequency. The question is, can you maintain it? And the answer to that question really is, it doesn't matter if you can maintain it when you know how to achieve it. It doesn't matter that you hold yourself there, because naturally there are going to be things you want it that way, more step one experiences which cause you to clarify what you are wanting more and more. By the time this day has come to an end and you've had a chance to listen back or remember back to some of the feelings and things that we've discussed, it is our powerful desire that you will be in a place where you will no longer be reprimanding yourself for having negative experiences or for feeling negative emotion. Because within those experiences are more clarification that are responsible for the calling of more energy to you. So it is accurate to say that the contrast that you think that you do not want is the basis of the expansion which you do want. So if you can focus upon the expansion that is underway rather than the problem that is the reason for it, then you can make that jump faster. You know how when you're watching a child finding his way, he's just learning to walk and he falls down, you don't say, "Get up, you little dummy." You appreciate him trying to find his balance. So you never hear us say, "Get up, you little dummies." What you hear us say is, this is another experience that is helping you to define with greater clarity who you really are and what you really want. And it is our wish for you that you feel as wonderful as you can find a way to feel right now, so that you can, sooner than later, reap the benefit of this new desire that you have carved out. We want you to know that you are the reason for the expanding universe, that you are leading edge creators, and that we are all here, focused with you upon your newest requests. And when you ask for something, we have the benefit of living it fully and holding the frequency of it. And if you will feel for that frequency, you will find us there reveling in, celebrating in your creation long before it manifests in your experience. Now we know for some of you that's just annoying. It's like we got to the party first. But the benefit of that is that we'll hold that frequency so that it is unmistakable to you. Because if you've expanded and you're not up to speed with your expansion, you'll feel the personal, self-inflicted, self-imposed diminishment of the expansion that you carved out for all of us, you see. And so, in some ways, unlike that school administrator instructing Esther's dear friend not to take that little child into a place that he could not right now experience fully. That's not the way we look at it. We say, express your fullest, most expanded beingness in every way you can. Because there are a lot of people who are having step one experiences in response to the benefit that they see others living. In other words, you are here for expansion. You knew when you came, you said, I want to go forth because there is this basis of life experience that is the primary basis of our eternalness. And if I go into a physical body and I don a physical personality, I will then get to experience this basis of life, which is utter freedom. I will be able to focus and therefore vibrate and therefore attract as I choose, because there will be no one focusing for me. I will get to learn how to walk. I will get to learn how to find my balance. I will learn my point of focus. I will focus. The basis of my life in my physical body, you said, you knew, would be freedom. And then you said, and joy will be my quest. Because as I am free to focus in this basis of freedom, in this basis of possibilities, as I focus there using my free will to choose, if I choose thoughts, no matter what the circumstances are that surround me, if I choose thoughts that are leaning in the direction of joy, and as I attune to that higher frequency that is present when I feel that joy, then expansion will be the result. But then you also said, actually, the basis is freedom, and expansion will be the result whether I choose joy or not. Because the expansion is received by the source within you, whether you go along with it or not. The joy factor is you getting in on the party that you created, you see. So we've been calling this gathering for a number of years, the art of allowing. And what it really means is, it's the art of you figuring out how to allow yourself to the frequency that you have carved out. If you've been listening to us for a while, we've been saying to you that as you sift through the contrast of life, a rocket of desire shoots out of you. And the reason that we've called that a rocket of desire is because it is a flash, it is fast, it is strong, and it is usually temporary. Because your contrast gave birth to it, but you cannot usually hold vibrational alignment with something that you just discovered. You're not used to practicing it. It's a new idea for you, or an extended idea, or an expanded idea, or an amended idea. It's something more that you're not vibrationally up to speed with. So of course, you're going to launch a rocket and then you're not going to go. Sort of like that little boy going home with this friend for the weekend. He would launch all kinds of rockets, but he would not be accustomed to holding this frequency there, and you're not either. Not accustomed to holding your frequency there. But you can, if you hear us just a little bit, move your frequency a little and a little more and a little more and a little more. So it goes like this. You sift and sort, you send off a rocket. Your rocket is contained in your vortex. We're all there tending it, holding it in the vibrational frequency that it deserves to maintain. And you slip back into your natural vibration usually. So when you think about this new desire, you usually don't feel that good because it's a desire that you're not up to speed with. So there's a tug of war going on inside of you. You want this, but you don't have it. You want it, but. So that discordant feeling within you is about the discordant vibration. But then you've been listening to us.